Coding overload, OBS. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
It means encoding overload. What else do you think it means?
You've overloaded the encoding.
Damn. So hi everybody.
Well, all right, how are we going to
It's,
start? Because it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it has.
Has.
So we last left off as you were all brought back to the danger, or back to the emerald plane of water. Into a, there is a gateway back to where you were, but a entity has sent you here to have things cleared up. Sandro was walking away at that point. The party is still technically together. So you all have the choice if you're going to go together or if we're splitting the party and making my life hell.
I think we should just all stay together.
We're all sticking together because,
Because
why
we all
not?
got summoned here without words, so we should all probably stay in a group.
Hey, Sandra.
I'm staying here because I want to see what happens to ours.
He acknowledges you, but is still like just moving.
I know you're. I know you have a lot on your mind right now with everything that happened. And I'm first and foremost going to say I'm sorry for the loss of your friend.
Thank you.
I tried everything that I could think of to...
What did you do? What was that?
It was lost magic that I had caught a glimpse of when we were stealing from one of Kagon's farms.
I see. And you decided to test this magic now?
Between the memories of Teo and the seriousness of the situation, I thought if any time was a good time for some magic like that, it would have been then. I did not see any warnings written by Kagon whatsoever.
So you didn't know that it would have that effect on this aura? That it would cause that horrific energy?
No, I did not know, but I still tried my best with my prior knowledge and my current abilities to still save him.
Can you roll a deception check, Percy?
Yeah, sure. Deception.
I'm gonna send this roll as a whisper to you, Danny.
Okay.
If it will let me. I assume it will, because I have it checked. Sure doesn't.
Damn.
I see. Thank you for attempting anyway.
Yeah.
And he'll just keep going.
I would appreciate it if we sort of kept this between us for the most part.
He just gives a nod.
Alright. I'm gonna head back to the car.
That's probably the safest spot for you at this point.
Yep.
Did the car even come with us?
Yes.
It did.
Yeah. Because it opened like a gateway.
It was a gate big enough for the whole vehicle to go through.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was literally the entrance of the cave was just...
No, because
Okay.
we
went
walked
back
out
to
to
the
the
car.
car. Farilax was there, took Teo's core, and then the gate was open.
I almost forgot Farilax was there.
He was. guess we continue heading to the queen, or at least her chambers. Seems to have a habit of not being home very often.
Yeah, so she's home now. There's a reason she's home. Saying, I'll be right back. Gotta grab some.
Actually, before ours takes off, Sandra asked one last question. Do you know what the yellow energy inside of his core was?
I assumed that was him. Was it not?
I seen it that color before, Danny?
You feel like you've
His
seen it
aura?
before somewhere.
I just can't like pinpoint it.
Yeah, you're not 100%.
If anything,
I'm back.
ask the queen her relation to the hazard in regards to Teo. That was one of the last memories I had seen from him. Was the queen, you, and the hazard looking at him from inside a test tube.
Does Sandro know about the hazard, Danny? Can't fully remember if he does or not.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was expecting. Um,
I don't think a +5 will help that.
The second he says the name the hazard, you get a flash of bright yellow eyes as you feel something in the back of your head break.
what? Can I tell what it was?
Well, you don't feel a break, you feel a chip. Like you're driving 80 down a highway, then something hits your windshield.
Oh. Hold on, Ars, and he kind of grabs his arm before Ars can walk back to the car.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about this hazard.
From the few interactions I've had, mostly bad, he has a bit of a mental stability issue. Sometimes he will be perfectly sane like any other person, but other times he will get consumed by a madness, and when that happens, things tend to start going chaotically awry.
I see.
I can't say any more because I do not know much more. He tends to pick certain people to focus his attention on. At one point, I was, but not anymore.
I see. Okay. And he kind of just lets go of your wrist.
I did tell you that I would take responsibility for whatever happened to your friend if I succeeded or failed. And that punishment can only come from you, no one else.
I'll keep that in mind. And then continues going.
Okay. Everyone all sticking together as you
Yeah.
march, or
Mhm.
Yep. 3 of them heading to the castle. I'm heading to the car.
Where are you heading to the car?
I'm heading to the car.
Why?
We should stick together as a group. We were summoned here for a reason.
I'm sticking to the car.
That's probably not a smart idea.
For me, it is.
Note to self: rat out ours.
If you don't want to follow common sense, then don't. It's your choice.
Fine, I'll fucking come with you, bunch of little bitches. No, I'm not. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going back to the car. I have things I'd like to meditate on.
Suit yourself.
Yep.
Whatever.
Okay.
What's up, Danny?
So, as you three begin to march, you eventually do make it to the front door of the Queen. The three of you see this little kid just sitting on the top of the stairs, looking at you as you're walking towards him.
So it's Timmy, not the queen.
It's Timmy at the moment. He's just sitting outside, staring. He's like, "Oh well, wasn't expecting to see any of you guys back here yet. How can I help you guys today?"
Wait, so is he on the throne or is he sitting outside the throne?
He's sitting basically outside the castle. Oh, he's sitting on the stairs that lead in.
Is Her Majesty home?
Yeah, she's in. She's in a meeting at the moment. You okay, man? You look a little pissed.
What room is she in? Where's she at? In the
The throne room, along with a couple advisors and siblings.
Understood. And he just keeps going.
Oh, should we follow him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I think meeting means private.
As you get to the large door that leads into the throne room, you see two of their Marino guards holding the Bidens, blocking the path.
I request to speak with the queen immediately.
They kind of look. He's like, "Please state your name and business."
Sundro, secret experiment, fucking weapon. I don't even know at this point. I just need to speak with Her Majesty.
Oh, persuasion. You watch they look at each other as one of them just phases through the wall.
Like into the throne room?
Yeah.
Okay. I assume he is speaking with the queen.
Eventually, you watch as the door opens and you see these you see like four accountants, three generals, and just this one big dude just walk out of the room as the guard leads you in.
I will follow.
We'll
As
follow
you
in as well.
done,
What?
you going in?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. I was clearing my throat because my sinuses are crap.
Okay. As you three are walking in, you do see the queen sitting on her throne, like reading a report. Standing next to her is this taller man in a completely black robe. And floating around her is this little, like, gear inside of a gear turning.
You see.
Hmm.
You said he is just a man in a black cloak.
Yep.
Is there, like, is he facing towards us or facing towards the queen?
He is sitting down in a smaller chair next to her, looking down at her reports. You can't see his face.
Okay.
And she looks up and goes, "Ah, Sundro, welcome back. How has
Yes.
the expedition gone?"
It certainly took a turn. I need to speak with you about a lot of things. For one, Teo is dead. He was strapped to a wall with aura canceling devices, and he just kind of like recoils for a second. He is no more. He couldn't reform from his core.
His core, he shouldn't have had a core still.
Right.
As like she waves her hand and some chairs pop up. Sit, tell me what happened. As like she puts the reports away.
He doesn't sit. He stays standing. How many years have you been lying to me? How many years have I been serving falsehoods?
I beg your pardon?
All the things we couldn't communicate with him, so we searched his memories. Who am I? What am I? What is any of this? The countless corpses of myself, me standing next to you and some other man while Teo's in the test tube. What is this?
Like she raises an eyebrow. Can you describe the man that was sitting next to me?
Uh, I'll give the same explanation that Percy had told us. I don't remember exactly what it was, but
Specifically yellow eyes.
yeah.
As like she looks over to like the little disc thing. There was a point in time when we found both of you that your minds were not entirely stable. I'm assuming the memory that you're looking at was when you first woke up and we showed you what was going on with your friend as we had him in a restoration tool.
Then why do I not remember any of it? I don't remember a single thing that it was seen in his memories. Even things that I do vaguely remember, I remember them completely differently than he did. And the corpses, the piles of my own corpse standing under him.
Those of your, I'm sorry, I don't remember any.
Can I roll an insight?
Sure. Double natural 20. She's just as confused as you are.
Interesting.
I love those double nut 20s.
There were times, yes, when we authorized minor testing of your abilities, but we never fought to apologize. There was always one-on-one contact spars once he fully woke up.
I see.
There were... As for your memory, there was a point before you both were fully turned that we had offered to try and running some experiments, which you both willingly agreed to.
Do these experiments include the hazard?
You actually like she kind of recalls at that. She was he was the one taking up Tio's side of the project.
Whatever he did to Teo, he gutted whatever humanity he had left. He turned him into a monster.
You watch like she's looking around thinking.
He turned to a core and it was swirling with ungodly, unstable yellow and black energy. Nothing made sense, and I he's just kind of
Yellow.
struggling.
Can I get any more descriptions?
It was extremely volatile. The two auras inside the core were fighting each other. It was eventually sealed and we dealt with the core, but that wasn't him. That wasn't Teo. Not anymore.
You watch to see as she reaches up to the little gear thing next to her and crushes it.
Okay.
Oh.
Listen, I understand you're a little confused at the moment, but I need more details here so I can help you.
I don't know what details are left to give. He was strapped into the wall with immovable rods enchanted with aura, not even reducing, but just full eliminating. He was completely unable to even keep his own form or speak. The only thing we could do was to put him out of his misery. I'm gonna do one more, Danny.
Okay.
After he died, it was chaos. I didn't know what to do, and Ars had stepped up, said something about a spell he had learned, and afterwards the two energies went at it.
Spell he had learned.
He says it's some ancient spell he learned from a Kagon something or another. It's all the fucking blasphemy they get up to.
I need all three of you to roll wisdom saving throws.
Saves?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Gotta get my character sheet out here. Oh, wisdom.
Oh, well,
I have a negative one on wisdom. I'm not good at wisdom.
Sky, you flinch. Krav and Thundersong, you both fall to your knees. As you both just feel this ungodly amount of killing intent.
I'm afraid.
What was that? What was the energy? It's gotten you so riled up now. Any explanation? I have served you faithfully for 400 years. Any information?
Was the core cycling in a state of decay and regeneration?
Yes. It was being fought off or suppressed by the yellow aura inside of it, and the only way we could stop it from just absolutely imploding was to seal it off.
Just a deep breath. She looks over and is like, I'm sorry, brother. We gave him a shot. As she looks over to the guards in the room. Bring the taboo caster. We're dealing with this now. As you all watch as, along with the two, 8 more guards fall out of the ceiling and begin to walk out of the room.
They just drop out of the sky.
Now, Sky, you've worked with the Queen for a while here. You know each one of those guys, she would send one of them to deal with a situation.
Right.
And they'd come back fine. She just sent 10 to collect somebody.
Yeah. Is it seriously that much of a threat to need 10 of your highest trained soldiers? What is this spell? What is it that it's so horrifically bad?
Back in its time, it did nothing wrong. It was a simple. Certain clergymen and demented wizards had the ability to revive the dead, bring the soul back from its resting place.
That's possible?
At one point in time, it was back before my kind came and brought form or increased lifespan, brought new magics. The gods that were here before my kin were, what's the word? Pompous, giving out the ability of life and death. To our kind, that type of power is taboo.
I see.
There's a reason why, when we first came here, we specifically made sure that spell should have been lost to time.
He just kind of gets lost in thought for a second. I assume there's no way he's getting out of this, but is there a way for me to possibly get the memories that I have lost back?
We can definitely see about it. I was
I
unaware that you had anything locked away from you, to be honest.
I didn't either. And before we came in, ours had said something about the hazard, and I felt this chip, like I was smacked in the back of the head by something. It it just felt like something straight into my brain had cracked.
You watch it like she just looks over to the man sitting next to her and just gives a nod as he stands up and walks towards you.
Can we see his face now?
You look in, and he does not have a face.
Interesting.
You just see the hood. You see the dark. You see the silhouette of a face, but there's nothing there. Please kneel, child.
He hesitates for a moment, and then he kneels.
As you all watch as he comes around to the behind Sundro, as like he's moving around your hair. As the two behind you will see his hand form into this very large claw. Or his two fingers like extend to the large claws as he digs into the back of your head.
Is it painful? Like he's just stabbing into my
You
skull?
feel nothing.
I see.
I need you to roll me 2 wisdom saves though.
Okay. Uh, 11 and 9.
Okay. As once again you feel that crack, as in the back of your head you begin to feel memories flowing in, or at least trickling in slowly to begin with and then picking up. As you see what happened. You
So
see
I see like my point of view from Teo's memories, or at least like when he was in the test tube and stuff like that.
Yep. So to begin with, you see how you and Teo were originally from a desert. How you were traveling, looking at some kind of singularity, and once you got too close, you were sucked in and ended up somewhere in the astral sea where you were found here. Uh, Teo was much more heavily wounded than you, as he had covered you, and you eventually woke up, meeting the Queen for the first time. She led you to the space where Teo was being kept in a regenerative pod as they healed him. You see the point of Teo going through rehab to get himself put back together. You get to the point where you are both offered a chance for ascension.
So to become tier 2.
To just become Oros in general.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then you are given the chance to, with your special physiologies, to see how certain reactions would occur with you. This is the part that was blocked, like immensely. This is the part that starts causing pain.
I see.
As you are being, so the Queen made your core. The Queen made both of your. As you are both being taken back to let the process kick in, you watched as your doctor that was monitoring you. You see the flicker of yellow in his eyes. As in the next moment, you wake up in a space that you don't recognize. You see mechanical, rusty materials, nothing like the porcelain clean hospitals that the Queen is used to. You see Teo in the test tube again, being force-fed this sickly yellow energy. As you watch the human form that he had slightly obtained become more monstrous. You remember being thrown into the pit and forced to fight again and again and again and again. Each time regenerating from a single point. Being forced out of your core. And then weakly trying to put up a fight against the monster, which was once your friend. Each time he comes back with some kind of different change. The morphing in his hands. The different manipulations of gravity. To the point where you think everything is done. As you watch as he splits open multiple parts of his body is building up these charges. And then detonates, leaving only you and him surviving.
see.
At this point, you are returned to the queen after being put back on the carts. You kind of see bits and pieces of what's around you as you see 7 or 8 different test subjects being lined up for these metallic bodies. As you see, like, 2 that specifically stand out, but you're taken away too fast. You do see.
I
What?
can't like try and dig deeper into that memory as it passes through. Try and make out
Sure,
more
try to,
detail.
like, roll me a perception check.
I don't know why the 3D dice aren't working.
Looking at it, you feel like you've seen one of them before, but you can't put your finger.
Okay.
But as you are being carted back, you're semi-lucent. As you see yourself and Teo inside what look like stasis pods. As they are forced open, as the 2 bodies fall out and shatter like glass. And you are put in, replacing the copies that were put there.
I see.
You are not sure what he has done to you, but you feel like somehow he twisted it so your abilities were just a tad bit stronger than what they should be.
I see.
But you never remembered receiving any of that yellow energy.
And in these memories, is it primarily the hazard, or was the queen involved with all of these tests?
It was all the hazard.
Okay.
It looks like he had himself and the doctor that he was possessing.
Mhm.
The doctor helped or was working on you specifically, and the hazard personally worked on Teo. As you come back, as the claws are removed from the back of your head, as he shakes his head and returns to the queen's side.
Sandro just kind of like full on all fours starts to like choke up a second. Stops himself from puking, but you kind of see him gag and is like holding his chest. What the fuck? He 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 mutilated him. My queen. What loyalties do you have towards the hazard? Is he friend or is he simply neutral?
He's a sibling, and we try to say neutral when he's sane. I try to keep my distance when he's not. Why?
Forgive me for speaking out of turn here, but if he were to die, would you have any ill will?
You watch as like she kind of chuckles. If you have the means to kill him, be my guest.
He kind of gets back on one knee. Of course, by your order. And he'll stand up and kind of try and pull himself back together while we wait for ours to be dragged in.
So hey, ours.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, that prep that you were doing, what's the time on that?
Hmm?
What's the
Casting time.
casting time?
It's a convenient, you know, 1 hour.
They did have some delays. Roll me a d10. I'm calling. And roll me a d20. I'm calling even.
That is even.
That's an even.
Okay. You had just enough time to finish the spell. As it is finished, the door on your rust bucket gets kicked in. As you see 10 of the Queen's elite guards walking in.
Is it my birthday? Or are
Ours,
you
you
here
will-
to bring my ass in?
Will you come peacefully?
May I have an opportunity to unload a couple of things from my pockets?
Roll persuasion.
Okay at these.
That's a pretty good okay.
I'm okay at
I hate,
them.
I hate the fact that you got a 25.
Was that the
Make it quick.
threshold?
That was.
Yay. Alright. Can I have a little bit of privacy, please?
No,
I don't need you to leave, I just need you to turn around.
not happening.
Alright, fine. He's just gonna reach into his bag of holding, take out a couple take out a couple cores. One is one's a blank, and the other is like that.
Okay. You watch the second you pull out those cores, you watch on their shoulders as a little this little thing just pops up on their shoulders.
Hmm.
How about this? You can just leave the bag here.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna reach into the bag, pull out some of the stuff from the Kagon vault, and just hand it to one of them. It's just like, when you bring me in, bring this as well. I have a feeling it's going to be needed.
Okay.
And I
What
was told
stuff from the
to leave the bag here.
They advise just to leave it.
Yeah.
what stuff
If
from the
you're if you
Kingdom Vault did you have?
or it was that all you wanted to put down on the ground.
That was the main stuff I wanted to put down in at least my chair. But I mean, if I'm getting told to leave the rest of my stuff, I'll do that. Like, I'll leave behind my bags folding on the driver's chair.
You hand over the bag, they put it on the table. You watch as nets come out of the little things they had on their shoulders, and they start dragging you away.
I
Just
could
being
just
dragged through the town.
I could walk, you know. Like, is this really necessary, gentlemen?
At this point, personally, they have you trapped in a net. Your neck, arms, shoulders, legs, and elbows, or no, knees and ankles are all restrained. Kind of the same way that that Tia was restrained. Just different
Means.
bind.
Okay.
As you can be walked, but they're just like they're dragging you at this point.
I mean, if I don't actually have to walk and they're just dragging me, I'm gonna use this chance to just start meditating and focusing on the other thing I talked to you about. Mainly just the refinement.
Okay.
Like, I want that to be flowing throughout my entire body.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going peacefully.
About 10 minutes after you finish your conversation with the queen, ours is dragged in front of the court, restrained. I would say the three of you are kind of surprised with the level of restraints he has.
So Teo, did
Better
you get
safe
some of
than
the
sorry.
answers you were looking for?
Teo's dead.
Sorry, Sandro.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm glad you got what you were looking for. And more, it seems.
Yeah. He's still just kind of processing through all the memories.
Would you like a smoke?
Like, you're completely restrained. Where do you have a smoke?
In my coat pocket?
That's fitting.
It's just like, I'm assuming I could still move my arms somewhat. Am I like police handcuffed or full on I can't really move?
Well, you're basically hogtied in a way.
Mm,
You have some restraint, you have moving rights, but you're like cuffed so many different ways that you can't really move well.
mm. But yeah,
Kind of
no,
just wiggle.
but no, Sandro, if you want, uh, top left breast pocket inside my coat. If you want to grab that and light up, go for it.
I'm good.
Okay.
You see, like the queen's just like head closed, eyes closed, hand on the temples. So tell me, Ars, what did you do to Teo?
I did my damnedest to try and revive them.
So you have cast one of the forbidden spells on an Oros. Is that correct?
Yes, I cast a forbidden spell that I found looting Kagon's vault on an Oros without full knowledge of what would happen. And as proof that I got it from Kagon, I handed the papers to one of the guards.
Okay. You may. How did you not have full knowledge? We have warned you multiple times to desist in your pursuit of the necromancy spells.
I was the one who looked through Teo's memories, and in a moment of mental clarity, or lack thereof, I did not think and I just acted. I asked for consent because I knew that if we could save Teo, it would be beneficial in some way, shape, or form.
But in the end, you cast a reviving spell and you have stolen from the eighth. That is
Un-
a taboo that we cannot let go unpunished.
hmm.
intent or not, there are reasons why things stay forbidden and lost.
So then what is Kagon's punishment?
You stole this directly from their vaults, correct?
I
Their
stole it from
secured vaults?
one of their vaults, yes, but I also saw an undead that they had chained within.
Undead and chained in there?
Yeah, I believe it was the first king of Kagon?
First King of Kagon, they didn't have.
Wasn't it a shard of his core?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Right. Yeah.
How does a shard of a core turn towards necromancy?
I don't know, but they did it somehow.
So then your argument is invalid.
I am only stating my actions and what I had seen from there. I did not
And
know fully that the results of that spell specifically were what did that. Because, after all, I was like that, and I didn't have a spell cast on me, to my knowledge.
you just watch like she's tapping the fingers on her forehead, trying to like just not instantly murder you. As X just walks forward, it's like, we warned you multiple times that resurrection of Oros is a heavy taboo. We have warned that the usage of such spells were lost for reasons. The fact that you have turned what was supposed to be a comrade into such a monster is unforgivable.
He was a monster before me. I saw what Sundro talked about. That did not look like somebody who was completely there from the beginning.
Nonetheless, is an unforgivable crime that you've committed.
And the only one who can give me punishment is Sundro himself, per our agreement.
Fine
Kinda just
then.
glances up at the queen.
You had some form of a deal with him?
Something of the sort.
Then what say you, Sundro?
He did what he did with Teo's best interest in mind. However, I do believe that he at least had some idea of the effect that could happen.
They're just like they're looking at each other like they know it has to be done.
What is your order, my queen?
Ours for crimes committed against Oro's kind, you will be forced to pay your debt in blood. As you watch as the shadow in the crystal behind her begins to move. For those who remember, there's a large shadow that just looms inside of the crystal throne that she sits on.
I will repay with blood, sweat, and effort. The shadows have fallen, and I worry about what may come of that. There are problems arising, and I do feel that some expertise, or at least knowledge, in these arts may come in handy for the coming threats. After all, a gash to the abyss has opened. And I am not sure how long it will stay open, how much can come through, or will come through.
That does not solve the fact that you created a husk.
I had almost undone that.
Undone.
Undone.
What do you mean undone? A husk cannot be undone.
And yet I was. Your Majesty, the essence that the yellow was swirling with was a source of decay, and I am familiar with decay as I am a being of it, in a sense. If I could have just found a way to safely unbind the decay, to move the rest back into a more secure vessel, he would have been fine. My only problem was I didn't think about one idea. I thought too much about too many. It doesn't change what I've done, but my only regret is I failed to save him. And I am willing to repay that by putting myself to work until the day I am truly meant to perish.
Roll a persuasion check.
Now's the time to roll high. That's not very high.
That's
was
not.
thinking
I was
it.
literally and
I
totally
was
going.
fucking
Not one.
thinking it.
Just because it would have been funny, I was just sitting here in my brain going, not one, not one. And, oh no. I'm so sorry. I rolled it at the
Ars,
beginning.
as you are saying this, staring dead into the eyes of the queen, you watch as she does not falter. As around you, a rift opens and you fall.
Oh no.
As you once again find yourself in the crystal plane.
The crystal plane?
I can drag this down.
Oh, do we need to move down a channel? Oh. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh.
this was the vault under the castle, right?
That's a vault,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-oh. Does ours get to be crystal for a bit?
Who's that guy in the bottom right?
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. I've never seen
Bottom
it
right?
before.
Yeah.
Who that?
A furry.
He he looks mighty peggable.
He's
I thought I got rid of them all. As ours.
Yes.
As you watch as from that black crystal, a humanoid shape begins to form.
Am I still restrained?
You are not.
Oh. All right. Are you my judge, my jury, or my would-be executioner?
As you watch as a burst begins to appear above their head.
I'm going to quickly grab my blade and rush forward towards them. Oh, I cannot control this token.
You have been disallowed access to the character sheet.
Damn, I can't make him spin.
Right now.
Nope,
How about that one?
nope. Are you putting them on DM layer?
No, if they were on DM layer, we wouldn't see them. They're on map layer.
Ah,
They're on the token there.
Hmm.
wait, is that my old token or the new token?
Oh, roll 20. Never change. Please change, actually. That would be pretty cool.
Hey man, it's not as bad as D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that one I can't control. Get these details right. 1519.
Oh, that's why.
Hmm.
I was grabbing from the wrong spot.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
And then I would like to try and funnel some of that decay energy I've been building up into my swings.
Okay.
13.
As you swing, it just goes directly through the shade.
Okay, if that doesn't work, then how about this? Second attack. 16.
Just go straight through again.
Hmm.
Percy, as you watch that charge begins to burn, as another one forms.
Can I...
Can you?
Sorry, I started reading a spell. For spells that say the creature must attack another target, can objects be counted as a target?
I'm sorry, I cut out there. What was that, Percy?
For spells that say the creature under the effects must attack a target, can an object be selected as the target to
No,
attack? No?
no.
Alright. Then, in that case, the burst doesn't count as a spell, so there's no verbal, somatic, or material components, so those won't work. I'm going to attempt one more swing and shot. $26.
As you begin to like swing harder, you eventually go through the shadow. As this one actually looks like it turned its head as you went through, dealing some kind of damage as you watch as it just that you remember the black energy that you fought before
Mhm.
bursts out, healing the wound.
No. No, 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 no. I think the fuck not. Wait, nope, sorry, wrong one. Aura of Dread. No healing. No healing allowed. Would you like for me to roll damage or does it not matter?
You can roll damage. Okay.
Hmm, if only it was the crit. That would have made me happy. And then the shot. Damn.
Just straight through.
Alright.
Percy, you watch as the third charge begins to charge on of its head.
No. Okay, so it doesn't need to maintain concentration on these.
It does not.
Silly question, but if I look behind me, the door isn't there, is it?
The door is not.
So there's no way out.
There is not.
Well, hmm. Those bursts they're charging up, do they look like they're just being held until critical mass?
Okay. I think those two are eating my internet because I keep cutting out.
God damn it, Justin, Kristen.
Okay. One more time, Percy.
Do the bursts look like they're charging to critical mass?
They are.
Oh, and I have no idea how big that is. But I'm assuming if they put me in a room this big, it's gonna cover the whole room.
Correct. Okay. So you're just gonna continue charging as you keep swinging randomly into them?
No. No, I'm. Can I try to extend the energy of decay I've been building up into my aura?
Sure, what are you trying to do?
Well, if this is decay energy I'm trying to release into this 10-foot radius, I'm going to be doing it with the intention of decaying foreign aura that I do not permit within this zone.
Yeah, that's a new skill that would take a little time to create. You can't just whip that one out of nowhere, person. That takes like training.
That's why I said, can I try?
Roll me a D100. I'm calling.
Calling what?
I'm calling high.
That is a natural 1.
Wow.
Percy, as you begin to do this in response, as you begin to push out this new aura of yours, you watch as the creature tilts its head and gives you sad eye. As it shakes its head as you watch it begin to.
Cutting out.
You watch as you begin to dissolve yourself.
Hmm.
Get a bit closer to your mic, Danny.
As you push out the ability,
I
you
begin to
push and
dissolve myself.
you cannot stop as you begin to feel yourself beginning to break and shatter. At this point, as the fourth charge appears, it shakes its head as it points at you and unleashes a burst.
Dexterity save? Or no?
Point blank, there's no save for this.
Hmm. Are you sure? It's not a beam, it's more of a dome shape explosion, isn't it?
At this point, it is 4 different bursts going critical mass at the same time. So, Percy,
Hmm. Hmm.
as the entire room goes white, after the light cleanses the people who can see through the hole, nothing is left in the room. Percy, as ours has been disintegrated.
Hmm.
Meaning there was no aura left from inside that burst. That entire room was cleansed of all aura.
Damn.
Weren't the crystals made of aura?
It's a completely white room now.
Oh. Okay.
The only thing left in there is a single shade of black. And even that fades after a while. So, Percy, I'd like you to now try to explain to me how your glyph of warding works.
Well, you see, sir, I left my phone behind,
Okay.
and I left it on a timer. And after the timer goes off, an alarm is supposed to play, with only one thing being said. arise.
And so you're using Revivify on that core you loaded up with your own aura?
Yes, sir. Because it's still me, technically.
Roll me a D100, Percy.
Okay.
I'm calling 50 or higher.
40 fucking 8.
Percy. As you begin to set off the chain reaction, there as you begin to set off the chain reaction, you begin to see into the room as your aura vision begins to become clearer and clearer as you begin to reform. You watch as a shade walks out of the shadows, and with a simple flash of something you can't see, you are stabbed in the chest.
Is it within the room I was just disintegrated in?
No, it's in the car.
Okay.
As the regeneration is completely stopped, and ours is contained.
So, let me ask you something. Was the unbound part of my name just flavor text? Or was that the signification that I am now a stage 2?
If we want to be technical, it was the fact that your soul couldn't be kept in a separate container.
Okay. So I had misinterpreted Unbound Soul Forevermore.
Died as he lived. Not enough information.
Oh, there's still a couple fragments of me out there. They just need a little jump start. Now, when they're gonna get them, that's the question.
Unbound Forevermore was going towards the line of you could not contain yourself in multiple cores again.
Okay. So,
You are one soul unbound.
okay, so the regeneration from what I was trying to revivify was stopped and all the auras drained, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So then what about aura I left behind on a different plane?
How many of those did you hide?
Um, it's less of a core that I hid and more so a body I did not say I recovered.
Where?
In the
Right
cave.
in the cave.
Cave.
The cave where Teo was.
He popped out the skeleton he had
The
inside him.
protoform. That's gonna be the terminology I use for them now is protoform.
Roll me D100, Percy.
55.
Percy,
Yes.
as you open your eyes, you find yourself cold, naked, and you have no idea where the hell you are or who you are. As this is as whatever was done to you has contained the memory and the soul. Whatever this is not ours. But what was before.
But what was before ours?
As flesh grows around the bone,
What do you mean
revealing
bone?
what
This
do
It
you
was
was a
mean?
skeleton.
No, it was a zombie.
I thought it was a
It
skeleton
was
inside
No.
you.
No. See, after what happened with Zymes going and crushing us all, or me specifically, with void pressure, I said, you know what? I'm gonna make a zombie this time. A more actual humanoid, kind of blendable body. And so this one was a zombie. It also had something to do with the ability of being able to drink.
either way, Percy. That is not ours.
Hmm.
So with that being said, I would like to direct back to the room for the court. As the four of you have watched the little rift that was open that has now closed. About 5 minutes later, the door behind the three of you opened.
I will keep you updated on my progress of dealing with the hazard, my queen. And I'll leave the chamber.
I guess I leave too. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I just watched one of the people that I've been working with get dropped into a hole, and I don't know what else I'm doing.
What is that?
As you guys turn around behind you, you begin to see someone walking in.
Oh my
Oh.
god. He's pulled the double bluff.
I'm drinking a smoothie as I walk in.
Oh no.
Is it Menon that walks in?
It is.
Okay. Two of us have no idea who this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know them. I'm gonna walk up and say hi to Crab. Hey,
Oh.
where's the rest of the party?
Fuck if I know. Fucking
You're-
ours just kind of. What the fuck did you do to him? It doesn't matter. He's gone now.
Oh,
Um, fucking the other two left. I don't know. This is Sandro. He's kind of sad. This is what's your name again?
Bell with Thunder Song. You can call me Bell.
oh, nice to meet you. Oh, let me tell you, Crab, you look. Well, you look great. Let me tell you.
Thanks. You look a little different, but not in a bad way.
Oh, that's what time does, you know.
But what do you mean? It's been like a year. It's like not even.
You said how many? What?
It's been like 8 months.
Huh. So time does work differently here. Interesting. Uh, yeah, it's been like 20 times that. So that's not the point though.
I see.
Oh.
Yes, yes. So that these two are the new
The
party
new
members.
hires.
Yes, okay. Hi, Auntie. Um, the thing you asked me to do is done. Now, Mr. Sadman, you know what makes me feel better every time?
What?
Would you like some alcohol?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Okay, well, Crab, I've brought back an assortment of choices that I did not have before. He doesn't know this, so I felt the need to tell somebody.
Oh.
Um, do you have anything specific you'd like to drink?
Whatever makes me forget.
Okay, hold on. Let me open up my list of alcohol. Oh, good. I did send Danny the list of drinks. Nom, 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 nom. No, that will make you fall asleep. Uh, do, 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 do. Nah, that's very sweet. Uh, hmm. Let me see. Let me see. Ah, here we go. I pull out a bottle. I'm like, this is called the Quaker. It's a rum.
Oh.
As I pour you a shot.
I need more than a shot. Just give me the bottle.
Uh, this is all. This is the only bottle I brought of it, so I'll give you a double shot. But you can have this bottle to go with it, as I just pull out one of the bottles I had before.
I disregard the shot, take the bottle, pop the cork off, and like a frat boy, I just kind of swirl it to get in spitting and chug the whole thing.
Menon's looking down at his shot like, "Crab, take this."
Just kind of stumbles his way towards the door.
Crab.
Crab is dead.
Your name was Belle, correct?
Yes.
Oh yes, drink this.
Huh?
You can drink, right? You're legal age.
I'm grown up and married, sir.
Oh yeah, cool. Drink this. It's rum.
All right.
Ah, cool. Can you roll a d4, please?
Let's see where it is. D4.
Okay, so Percy, at this point,
Yes.
what did you have in the bag?
Hmm?
What did you have in the bag that could cause a reaction?
Um, I had one of the spell scrolls I made. I had a couple cores. No, you said I couldn't. You said I couldn't store myself. Not that I couldn't store aura, correct?
You could store aura, but you couldn't store your soul.
Would one of those cores also work?
Maybe if it had a way of getting the. Like at this point, either you're just being stored. Nothing in those cores
You're,
start.
so nothing in the cores would start the regeneration.
Yeah, you need to actually have something that starts it.
So then what about the energy I used in Zoe's gun?
I guess Zoe's gun does start generating power when it's fired.
So if he were to fire it at any point whatsoever, would that be enough to just kickstart me back into this current form?
Did you give him the aura after or before the change?
There was okay, so there was some before I got set to unbound, and then I'm assuming it got broken. So then I would have had to make another one after.
We'll just say you recharged it. I mean, technically, if that shot hit one of your cores, it would cause it.
Oh.
I guess it does have its own way of generating power. It can generate it. The reaction keeps it so it doesn't die out. Okay, that would be kind of funny if Zoe just fired his gun one day and ours popped out.
Congratulations, it's a dumbass.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have any memory of the past few months.
Would I still have memory of. Okay, so would it be that aura would continue keeping memories up until this, what I'm going to be calling a blank point?
At that point, it would hold memories until basically when it was charged. Because at that point, the aura is not updating.
So then it would have stopped holding memories when Zoe got swapped out, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, then. I thought it would have, if the cycle had started and it was keeping itself going, so long as I was still going, it would have kept updating its memories until the point of I'm not doing anything.
No, it can't gain its. It's not absorbing energy, so it's not refreshing its connection. It's generating its own, so it's not. It's not pooling from you. It's making its own to replenish.
Okay, so it's only making enough to keep itself sustained.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, it's filling a small core, using up most of it, and then using its own power to regenerate.
Zoe does have a core in his gun.
Roll me a. I'll be nice. Roll me a d20.
High or low?
I'll call it even.
Even?
Okay, so if you pop up here, you just gonna go back to the party. What's your game plan here?
Um, well, you said I wouldn't have any memories, right? Including if I were to pop up right now.
Correct. If you were able to get a sample of your aura from like the last few days, you could get memories back. But you would need to get something from like the last few days.
Well, thankfully, the cores I have in my bag are of last few days, so
Okay, but then you will not remember the death you had.
hmm. And
But
there's no instance of this is like a moment of memory lost, and then if I encounter something startling enough, it'll kickstart said memories to come back, right?
because you literally don't have those memories.
Okay. Hmm. What happens if this form of ours runs into the naked boy in the cave?
Eat them.
Yeah. So then I don't think I'd be able to. Would I be able to sense myself?
Potentially.
Because if. Would I know there's a memory gap or.
No.
No?
You just wake up here, you wouldn't remember what happened last. You remember the last thing that happened, but you can't remember anything past that.
So the last thing I'd remember is getting reforged.
Yeah.
If I were able to sense myself from where I am on the material plane, I'd probably try to go there.
But you're not on the material plane.
No, I'm in Zoe's workshop.
Yep. So I mean I guess you'd be able to sense your bag of holding.
Yeah, that's true.
So
So
is that the
then,
plan then?
yeah, I'd probably just go back to my bags of hold. Actually, here's a quick question.
Yeah.
Would my armor have been counted as soulbound when I got reforged? Cuz
Yes, technically.
okay. Well, everything I had on during the reforge at least.
That makes yeah.
Okay, so then that's not too bad of a stat change. I only really lose the helmet.
Which I mean if you get one of your cores stats back.
Yeah. So then, yeah, I'd just make my way back to a bag of holding.
Bring
I
it back. No, no. We get to have Zoe explain things.
Yeah, also I'm sorry to have done this to you, Danny, but
Man, man, I was ready to kill off ours.
I know it's just here's the thing. I'm very paranoid and I fully understand situations like this of if I fuck up, it's my ass. So I'm going to do what the smart people do and cover my ass. Because no matter how smart you are, you will always slip up at some point. So you need to have a way to recover if you do slip up.
That was your last get out of jail.
Yeah.
The next one is permanent.
Yep.
I need you to be Zoe for a little bit.
Why?
Something must be happening on the mortal plane.
No,
Pull,
something's happening in Zoe's workshop.
pull me and we'll pull me and we'll talk.
Well, welcome back, Percy.
Hi.
I'm really sorry about your character.
I think like it sucks because your PC died, but he's really just been pushing it for the past year. Like
He-
out of game the past year, ours has been pushing every button imaginable.
I know, and I've been doing my damnedest not to push every button, but
You just do it. It just
exactly.
Yeah, you like fumble your way into pushing the
Mhm.
button.
happens.
So, Percy, what you missed? Menon is 22. For him, it's been 20 years.
Damn. I
He
now
was
get to be a
working as a
naked man in a
bartender.
cave, though. That's
Huh?
fun.
What?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said I get to be a naked man in a cave now. That's my new character
Yeah.
start. Y'all come
Oh,
out
are
of the
you
water
still gonna be
plane, you're just
ours?
gonna see a man butt naked
Oh yeah.
walking out of a cave with
The,
no
the gate
idea what's
is
going on.
the gate is right there next to the cave.
So so literally you
Uh,
pull the car out of the gate, penis right there.
Oh my god.
Percy, did ours have the
Hi, Percy.
Hi, sorry about that. I thought it was a
The
bolt move
energy,
up.
the energy in my gun is not your energy.
What do you
It's
mean?
Vecna's.
It's
It's
Vecna's
Vecna's.
and mine.
No, it's Vecna's.
It's
Because that
mine.
energy at the time wasn't yours at all. Because he kind of consumed all of your energy.
It had been fused to where his energy was also my energy, dude. We were two souls sharing the same body. And because it was, as Danny had said at one point, symbiosis, that meant there was a successful fusion between the two.
I'm still on the water. I was on the water plane. The workshop's on the water plane. Has he been informed about what's happened?
No, because this just happened.
Okay. Well, he has no reason to shoot his gun anytime soon, so.
That is also a fair point, Percy.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
I'm in my lab.
I
I'm
didn't
in
say.
one of the most secure facilities on the plains. There is not much reason for me to fire my gun. That's all I'm saying. So,
Well, yeah, I understand that. All I had said was I think Zoe has a core in his gun. He had me roll, and then we went from there.
the gun also doesn't have a core in it anymore. It's fused to my core.
Oh.
Yeah. That was one of the most recent upgrades to it was that it is no longer is a core, it's fused to my being.
Hmm. So then I just still have the barrel in there.
Barrel?
Yeah, that was the rifling.
Okay, yeah, so that contains your energy up to a certain point.
Yeah.
Sure. Um, until then, Percy, I think you're still just a baby walking around with no memories at this point.
So do I get to roll up a new character? Or should
At
I
this point, yeah.
just hold off
At this
and
point,
see what
yes.
happens going forward?
All I'm
I
gonna
mean,
say, Danny, is it's entirely dependent on what the queen says to Zoe. That's all I'm gonna say.
Percy, at this point, I think a new character is going to be needed. Because let's face it, I don't think anybody remembers that there's a body there.
Well, no, but the portal is right by the cave, so as I was saying to them right as they got pulled, the moment they drive the vehicle through the portal, They're just gonna see man butt naked there.
That is a good point, and we will cross that next week.
Yep.
Wait, what? What do you mean portal? You're talking at the cave where you fucking husked
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teo? When did you create a body there?
I planted it there last session because I was going to try and move the decaying energy and Teo into the body, and then stuff happened. So I never recovered the body, so it was still there.
Okay.
So then, at that point, we would have to cross the bridge when we get there. Hmm. So yeah, as I was saying before I get pulled, you're just gonna drive through the gate and see a man with his dick out. No idea what's going on. He's gonna have this funny rock in his arm. He's just gonna scratch it.
Oh, Percy.
Yes.
If you look in Kingmaker, that's what Menon looks like now.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I guess it should. You also have character images on your Roll20, huh?
Yeah, I keep the pictures and stuff up on Roll20.
Oh yeah, so it updated for you already.
So,
Yep.
so then you know what that means, Percy?
Hmm.
Next week when we come back, you have to describe his face.
Ah, damn. That's fine.
Okay. But I do not have the willpower to continue the session.
Yeah,
That
sorry.
that takes up too much of my.
I'm like an application running on your computer. I take up too much memory.
Yeah, you are.
Percy,
You fucking parasite.
what Sky was asking you before you got yoinked away
Oh,
was
yeah,
does
Does
Oh,
ours
sorry.
did ours have men and stuff? The stuff we got from the shopkeeper?
It would have been put into his bags of holding, which are in the car
Okay.
or in the rust bucket.
Right.
so? Oh yeah, Danny, real quick.
Hi.
My car is in the water plane, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
It
I asked
would have
them.
gotten there by now.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
in the water
cool.
plane. Nobody could activate it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because yeah, I asked them in character like, why were you driving that piece of shit rust bucket? And they're like, your car's not here. I'm like, huh? Wait a second, I need to ask Danny now.
You know, no one but that one person could drive it. And I figured you wouldn't want them driving around in your car without you.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yay.
Percy's dead.
For
Great
now.
session. Sky's character sad.
Sad and now very drunk.
Did you like my Krav's introduction of your character of this is
Yeah,
Sandro? He's sad.
He's just kind of
He's
sad.
kind of sad.
He said.
Belle has a very high pitched voice for the next 4 hours.
Oh,
Fun.
glorious.
Yeah, strength that. Oh, by the way, Don, it was very nasty. The description is the Quaker, nasty rum that gives a high pitched voice for 1d4 hours. So it was very gross, and you got a even higher pitched voice.
Oh dear.
So that's where we're calling it for this week, I believe.
Yes.
I am mentally dead, yes.
All right,
Oh,
thank you
dear.
all for coming out. We'll see you next time for some more Gang Marker. Bye.
Bye-bye.